In this episode of What's Working Now, we are going to talk about saving money. It's a crucial aspect of living in this society. You need to save for rainy days, medical emergencies, retirement, and other unexpected expenses. It may feel stressful and futile to try and save when you're making next to nothing, but don't be dissuaded. There are small steps you can take to build a respectable savings account. One of the most important things you can do is to tackle high-interest debts first. Before you start thinking about saving your money, you must first consider eliminating debts that will slow you down toward your goal. This will save you money in the long run and help you reach your savings goals more quickly. I'm specifically talking about high-interest loans, including your credit cards or personal loans. If you're thinking, just how in the world am I going to start paying off so many debts and be done in time to start saving? Well, it's easy. Just start by paying off the costlier debts and work towards the smaller ones. In other words, prioritize your payments. You'll be amazed at how relieved you'll be once you've paid off all your debts, since you won't be worrying about both trying to save and paying off loans. If you want to save money, one of the best things you can do is cut down on your expenses. Many people have expensive habits that they don't even realize, and if you can find ways to cut back on those expenses, you'll be in good shape. One of the biggest expenses for many people is rent. If you can afford to move to a cheaper place, it can make a big difference in your budget. You may even have to give up your independence for a while and move in with roommates, but it can be worth it in the long run. Take a look at all of your expenses and see where you can cut back. You may be surprised how much money you can save by making a few small changes. There are a few things you can do to take advantage of free money, and one of them is to check and see if your employer will match your 401k donation. Another is to make sure you're taking advantage of all the tax breaks you're entitled to. Low-income families, for example, are exempt from paying earned income tax. This means more of your salary will go into your pocket instead of being paid to the government. Of course, it's tempting to spend this extra money on things like a new TV or the latest iPhone. But resist the temptation. The whole point is to save this money, so you can have a comfortable retirement. Besides, buyer's remorse is never fun. Nobody in this day and age is going to be financially free with just their 9-to-5 alone. That is, unless they're like a CEO or something, but even then, you need to start a side hustle to supplement your full-time job. And the funny thing is that it can be very easy. Let's say you're a fantastic cook. You can start selling your food and make some extra cash. You can take it a step further and start teaching cooking classes. The great thing about both these ideas is that they can be done from the comfort of your own home. And just like that, you've got some extra cash handy. While your money from the 9-to-5 pays for your day-to-day expenses, use this side job money to save and even invest. Creating and following a budget is a great way to ensure that your finances are in order. The 50/30/20 rule is a great starting point for budgeting. 50% of your income should go towards necessities, 30% towards wants, and 20% towards savings. One major tip for budgeting is to be mindful of where your 30% for wants is going. Create a wish list and organize it from most wanted to least wanted. This way, you can save up for items that you want and appreciate them more when you finally get them. Putting our money in the bank has been considered one of the best ways to cut down on impulsive spending, because the money isn't available the moment it's needed. Unfortunately, something we weren't told is that banks also come with a few disadvantages. Banks typically charge a fee based on the type of transaction. The larger the amount, the more the fee. Additionally, the needed minimum balance must be kept at all times to avoid having to pay extra fees with your hard-earned money. Candidly speaking, it does seem unfair. If you already have an account, don't spend more than you have to. You can also sign up for a direct deposit, because it's always free when your money is banked in automatically. Another alternative is opening multiple accounts at your bank. Medical insurance is expensive, and medical fees can be even more so. It's important to take care of your health to avoid these costs. This means eating a healthy diet, staying active, and avoiding harmful habits like smoking and excessive drinking. Your mental and physical health are your biggest assets, so take care of them to the best of your ability. The dream area to live in would be a place with low rental costs but a high minimum wage. We've already talked about moving into a place with lower rent and splitting the rent amongst flatmates. Now, you want to also make sure the new area you're moving to has a higher minimum wage rate than your previous area. Striking the right balance is key. Alternatively, you can get a good house with a good mortgage, or you can choose to rent out the unused space and use the money to pay for the mortgage. It's important to be financially responsible when starting a family. This means being able to afford children and picking a partner who is also financially responsible. It's okay to need help, and there are many resources available to those who need it. Don't be afraid to ask for help or support when you need it. There are many benefits to avoiding automobiles. In addition to helping the environment, you can also save a lot of money by using public transportation instead. Gas money, regular maintenance, and other car-related expenses can add up, so ditching the car in favor of a bike or walking can be a great way to save money and get healthy at the same time. One way to save money is to get a change jar. Every time you find a few extra dollars, put it in the jar instead of spending it on something unnecessary. Over time, the jar will fill up and you'll have a nice chunk of change to either save or spend on something from your wish list. It may seem daunting and stressful to try and save while making minimum wage. However, with self-reflection and adequate financial literacy, you can slowly but surely build up your savings. Take your time to tackle each issue one by one, and before you know it, you'll have a healthy balance in your savings account. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video or think it would benefit a friend or someone else, please share it. Also guys, please do me a favor and click on the bell icon and enable notifications if you're a subscriber.